China's annual political event, the Two Sessions, has begun. The Two Sessions refer to the National People's Congress and Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference. Each year at the conferences, officials gather to discuss items that are popular with the general public. Unlike the plenary session, though, there is more talk than substance. Corruption has been one of the most discussed topics by the Two Sessions. Since the new Chinese leadership came into power in November 2012, there are already more than 20 senior government officials who have been investigated for corruption. This had a huge influence on the distribution of power within the top echelons of the government. While big changes have been made up top, for those of us outside those circles, there are also very noticeable changes to everyday life. The way restaurants and malls are marketing themselves has changed. Many are trying to get regular customers, and now the high-end clientele have had to bow out. The most commonly understood interpretation of the anti-corruption campaign is that overt displays of wasteful spending by government officials will be punished. While officials used to be known for spending incredibly large amounts of money on luxury goods and fancy dinners, there has been a major turn of events. Let's first look at China's catering industry. ChinaNews.com cited a China Cuisine Association report that showed that last year, China's catering industry received 2.5 trillion yuan, or about $400 billion in revenue. Although it saw a 9% increase compared to the previous year, its growth rate was at its lowest point during the past 2 decades. High-end restaurants have suffered even heavier losses. It's seen negative growth for the first time in years. High-end restaurants in China's second and third-tier cities have even seen losses of more than 30%. China's first listed high-end restaurant company, lianghui, used to heavily rely on government spending. This is more than obvious, since most of their locations are across the street from government buildings. They were thriving with a large number of government clientele, racking up enormous bills. However, the government's anti-corruption campaign put an end to their easy money. Recently, lianghui published its 2013 annual financial report. According to the report, last year, the company's revenues plunged by more than 40% to $1.3 billion. Its net profits declined by 788% compared to 2012. This created losses of over $90 million. In last July, lianghui announced that it will close 8 of its restaurants to avoid losses. But it only got worse. Recently, the company decided to shut down 5 more branches. The company believes the high-end restaurant industry in China this year will continue to see losses due to the anti-corruption campaign. Just like the restaurant industry, China's baijiu industry has seen a dramatic shift in fortune. Baijiu, and specifically the brand Maotai, became an essential part of Chinese meetings. The Chinese government became known for drinking it at state banquets with foreign officials. Its elevated status made Maotai baijiu become a luxury good in China. As business.sohu.com reported, in China's $76 billion baijiu market, Maotai dominated. However, spending $300 to buy a bottle of rice wine is not something ordinary consumers could afford. Chinese people began using Maotai bottles as a form of hard currency to bribe government officials. People usually describe Maotai as, quote, those who buy Maotai never drink it, and those who drink it would never buy it. Don't go away, because up next we'll continue to look at the Two Sessions. Stay tuned.